Welcome to the channel, everyone. Anytime that you start any type of build, whether that build is for a car, a truck, or any type of vehicle, there are some necessary things you need to do before you can really get into modding it. So there's pretty much three little things that we're gonna be taking off. First thing that we're gonna be taking off are the stock, I assume they're stock, mud flap. These things right here, I just think that they're pretty ugly and they honestly do more harm than good because stuff gets behind here and corrodes up and causes things to rust over time. So we're gonna go ahead and take those out completely. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 6 of them. All right, so while I'm getting this off, I'll tell you what's next. So after we get this off, we're gonna go and tackle these step bars. Now I'm gonna show you a cool feature about these step bars. They have lights on the bottom, and I don't wanna get rid of the lights on the bottom because when I walk up to the truck with the key, they automatically come on. It's really, really cool. And it's just such a unique feature. Kind of makes the truck look more expensive than it was. That is 1 completed, and 5 more to go. All right, so we got all the mud flaps off and it looks way better. It just needs to be cleaned, which we're gonna clean the truck later, so that's gonna be good. And then on this side, they're off too. Again, they need to be cleaned, but it looks worlds better this way. I just think it gives the truck a way more cleaner and slick look. Especially whenever we lift it and do wheels and tires, we're gonna need those off because the wheels and tires would hit those. And also the look that we're going for on the wheels and tires, we don't want to cover that up. So there's all 6 of them. They are off the truck. Now it is time to move on to these step bars. Now I'm not a fan of step bars like this, the kind of grandpa style, so we're going to take them off. But like I said earlier, they have that feature that whenever you walk up to them at nighttime with the key, the lights turn on. So I crawled under here and I realized there's the wire for the lights. Now the commands for this should be in the fuse box or in another part. If these wires, I'm going to cut them open, if they are just a positive and a negative wire, then we could mount a white underglow strip here and just wire it in, and then whenever I walk up, the underglow strip will come on. So I'd still have the lights that I like when I walk up, but I don't have to have these step bars on both sides. So I had that idea like days ago. I was looking for a wrench to pull the mud flaps off, and I opened the closet, and these things are in it. These underglow strips. And I think they're white underglow strips because it's just a single connector, which means it only has 2 wires, which means it can only be a single color because it would have to have a command wire so it knows when to switch colors. I don't know where these are from. I really don't, because I took my last underglow kit and put it on the Raptor. And so I have no clue where these come from, but I found them 15 minutes ago. I was thinking I had to order them, but that's pretty cool, free underglow. So what we're gonna do is cut them there and there, and we're just gonna wire them into those wires once we take off those step bars. Time to cut the wires and see what we're dealing with here. Cut the wires and a ton of water came out. That's not good. But the good news is that they are a positive and negative, so this should work. Cool. Why did I do it this way? I just realized I spent all that time unbolting it from the brackets, and now I just had to unbolt the brackets from the truck. Why would I do it that way? I could have just unbolted the brackets. And I know for you guys that was just a snap, but for me, that took forever. I don't know why, but these bolts to get these off. They have Loctite on them. They're literally bent because I was pulling them so hard. They have Loctite on them, and to pull them off is just impossible. But one thing, I definitely think the no step bar looks way better. Honestly, it just looks cleaner. The truck looks a lot cleaner. But the thing is, whenever it's lifted, that'll look a lot better. Now I may replace it with something like that because that's high up. It's not hanging stupid low. It's not grandpa-y. It's bed lined. It looks really, really cool. And that would look cool with the lift and all that. So maybe that will come in the future, but for now, this is what we're riding with. As you guys can see, they are off. All right, so I got the wire from the step bars hanging down, ready to splice that. And then this is the underglow. I cut a ton of it off and I'm gonna splice it into there. And then this, I'm gonna cut the back off and then I'm gonna melt the the rubber around it so it seals. And then, yeah, we should be all good to go. And then I just zip tie it in where you can't see the zip ties or the light strip, and then it should shine down whenever I walk up to it. Tonight I'll get footage of this actually working. All right guys, so it's kind of done wire wise. The wires were super small, so it took me a little while, but it's put in together right there. And so how we're gonna test it is we're gonna walk up to it with my key. I think that should turn it on. Doesn't, then I'll unlock it. I bought this truck like a week ago. I'm still getting used to it. So I have the key in my pocket. Oh, you guys see that? Okay, so I guess it did work. I'm glad it works. That's good to know. All right, so now I'm just gonna wire this one in and then zip tie that one up, and then we'll get on to the next thing, which is going to be taking these big Titan boxes out. They're kind of They're kind of annoying. So these are called Titan boxes. They're these really weird like storage unit things. These are actually broken. Whoever owned it last, it just comes off. It doesn't hook onto the hinge. And these have grown a little bit dingy and they take up a lot of space and they're broken on top of that. And I don't really see myself using them. So we're gonna rip them out. And I don't really know how to do it, but we'll figure it out. Okay, little compartment. I don't see any bolts in there. Okay. Hey, cool. So the other thing is that I'm gonna put all that stuff I just took out and put it in the bed and take it to the dump and throw it all away. So I don't really need to move these anywhere. So I guess they're fine there. Now just to get this one off. And that would be kind of the end of the first mods on the Titan. I think that this is a lot of a cleaner look. And if you don't agree with me taking off the mud flaps or the side steps, the reason I took off the mud flaps, like I said earlier, is because the lift kit, they wouldn't work with it. The wheels and tires would be rubbing on them, and also I hate the look of mud flaps. And then as for the steps, they would definitely work with the lift kit, but not stylistically. They would work physically, but they would look really weird on that lift kit, so I definitely wanted to take those off because the style won't match. Like I said, I may get new ones later on. Who knows? This truck really needs to be clean now, but I think it looks so much better. And yes, the bumper is dented. I realize I only briefly covered this in the last video. I bought it with that like that. And yeah, I found a replacement bumper and I'm gonna get it color matched to match the silver. Look pretty cool. I have plans for the grill and stuff. It'll be really cool, but as for right now, it's dented right now. Now this truck does really need to be cleaned right now, but I'm actually not going to clean it yet. But I have some plans I need to do tonight with this truck, and we're gonna start the build officially. Like I said, all this stuff we did today was prepping it for the build. Well, now that's prepped, we can pretty much build it. I really like the fact that we finally got the build started on this, and I finally got a truck. I know it was a long time going whenever I didn't have a truck since my last Titan got totaled. But guys, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Browse the rest of the videos if you'd like. We have a lot of cool content coming up with this truck. I'm literally going to go film the video right after this when I turn off the camera, or right after this when I get these loaded, of me tuning the truck. My tuner and all the tunes and everything I need and wires and stuff are in my house. So we're going to be tuning this thing, which is a big deal for a diesel build. That's like one of the biggest things you can do. I really like how the truck looks now, like with all that off. I just think it looks more like it's slowly making its way into being a built truck. It's slowly just getting that sleek look and getting the grandpa look away. It just looks so much better this way. But like I said, go and subscribe so you guys can see the next video where we tune this and a ton after that. I have some stuff in the mail coming for this truck that's going to be really cool on the build. And like I said, I'm going to be tuning it right after I turn off the camera. So the next video you guys will see will be tuning it. So go and subscribe so you guys don't miss that. This is going to be a really fun build. If you like the Titan, let me know. If you like the idea of this build, let me know in the comment section. And with that being said, I'm out. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never done this before. I've never tuned a vehicle, so this is my first successful tuning. This thing's gonna be a lot faster, so let's go take it for a drive. I'm so glad that all went smoothly. That is so much faster.